We're going to give this another fucking shot. Last week was a shitty episode. Feedback's confirmed.
Yeah, feedback's confirmed from our loyal fans out there.
I don't know what the hell it was. Nobody had any energy. There wasn't anything going on.
No.
God knows we're not going to talk NBA or some bullshit like that.
Can't do it. I don't even think we could have a fun conversation about the NBA.
I don't either.
Except I won $15 last night on the NBA.
Did you? I haven't done that in a bit, which is a weird thing because I really only get into the football on the draft or the FanDuel thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times when I'll do a basketball one, I win money.
I win more money.
But I never do it.
I win more money, man. I'm telling you, it's the single game.
Yeah.
It's with your multipliers, and you only get 5 choices, and then you get, they usually give you about 2 to 3 games on the single games, but you pick the right one, and, I've won money the last, 6 I've done. I've won my money back, I should say, at least.
Which I wonder if it's just because, there's not enough fans of the NBA, so there's not as much competition.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, you get into some of those, and the NFL ones, where I'll have a good lineup and put up good points for me and thinking, man, this is a good week. And then you go and look, it's somebody got 100 points. You weren't even in the fucking
I think it's because
running of it.
The point opportunity in the NBA is better.
Well, and it's kind of hey, James Harden's going to do this, and LeBron, if they feels like your only chance of fucking up the NBA
if you don't
is if you're not paying attention and somebody scratches, and they're
That's what, but I mean, so you do the NFL, it's a point every 10 yards. This one, it's a quarter of a point per point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's, I think the opportunity for scoring points is more, available in the NBA than it is the NFL.
Now, the one I'm really dog shit at.
Baseball?
No, I don't do the baseball.
I'm bad at baseball. I tried it a couple times.
I just can't. I mean, it's and that's weird because we talked about this before of I am a massive baseball guy. By far was my favorite sport. I can't watch it anymore. I tried to do some baseball. I was I don't even know who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah.
Apparently he's a leader for the Cy Young. And then, all right, never heard of him before. Yeah. But the one I'm terrible at, also my given profession, is golf. So I think you pick 6 guys.
Yes.
In golf.
Yeah.
And I'll go through it, and I'm I feel pretty good about this. And it's fucking 4 of them miss a cut.
Yeah.
And it's okay, well.
I've played the last 4 tournaments, and I've won 3 of the 4. Not one,
right,
but I've gotten
cash.
I've doubled my money in the last 3 of the 4. So I don't know what I have a buddy that pays attention to it pretty hardcore, and I'm who you got? Who you got this week?
Yeah.
Who's gonna play this this week? So that kind of helps because there's some of them obviously my top guys DJ and all those the top tier guys, but you can only get 2 or 3 of those before you're I don't have any more money to spend.
Yeah,
and then the bottom guys that are competitive but you don't really hear about. I'm I don't know who the hell you are.
Yeah, well that's the one. I think that's where it gets into the NFL too of because you got to get the guy that nobody knows.
Yeah,
it's hey, the stud running back has a slight case of turf toe, but it's not listed, but somehow these guys know it. And they just brought this practice squad guy up as a backup, and he rushed for 132 yards, and the guy, and 6 touchdowns. And it's somebody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get into, now me and George, we used to do that when we were still working at the same golf course because our Sundays during the wintertime, obviously not much going on in the golf business here in Ohio in the winter.
Yeah.
Sundays, we just sit in the clubhouse, have a couple TVs on with the NFL games on, and we'd set lineups. And I mean, we were setting fuckloads of lineups.
Yeah.
To the point, I want to say on a given Sunday, I might have 30 lineups in.
Yeah.
And he'd have the same. And it was at the point where it's well, what's the weather like in this one?
Yeah.
And what's the, okay, well, it's a little windy, so you maybe want to do this.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was getting to the point of actually winning some. He did some. I want to say he had a couple times in the $1 million thing, where he was in the multiple hundreds of dollars won, which is you got to get.
Yeah.
Because back then, because in the $1 million one, you don't win $1 million anymore, do you? It's 500,000 or something.
Yeah. Something stupid.
Yeah, something fucking. Why even waste your time with that?
Exactly.
But back then, it was you got $1 million.
You got the $1 million.
And it was $1 million first place, 400,000, 100,000. $50. I mean, it was
exactly. Yeah,
it dropped from first to 10th was significant.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was like he won $500 or which was, you might as well won the damn thing.
Exactly. At that point in time.
And even at that, he gets up high enough to win $500. It's still 50 points behind the person that won the goddamn thing.
Yeah. That's the worst part about it is, and it's one dude typically. Like I remember looking at the one, I think I won like $120 one week on football. So I was like, oh, I'll just check out. Cause I mean, again, 50,000, 500,000 was the, first place winner. And I was at whatever with winning, $120. So I was like, oh, it was two people.
Yeah.
We had the same lineup, but two different people.
Yeah. And it's mostly that of like when you have a good week, it's like 80% of my roster is the same as the person that won.
Exactly.
And the worst is because it's always a guy that you have to pick because that's all the money you have.
Exactly.
But that's the guy that you needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like when you have that, like you have a really good one and you pick this guy because he was $6,000. Only because he was $100. You picked him because the $100 is more than the $5,900 guy you thought would be better. But the $5,900 guy was the one guy you needed to skyrocket.
Yeah, and that's where I got a little bit better at this past season. I wasn't always willing to take the highest, the one that was worth the most money. I was like, okay, what can I'll get one or two of them, but then I can kind of sprinkle in those other guys because they're still quality people down at those lower priced ones.
Well, a lot of mine is it's the quarterback that is I made like some of my best ones this year is because Aaron Rodgers, like he never throws for over 300 yards, but it's always like 285, 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
But that kept his number down.
Yeah, because it wasn't yards.
He wasn't so he didn't murder you. But then you can't. Bad thing is in the NFL, I mean, like running backs are not much.
Mm-hmm.
Except on there, they're crazy expensive, but you kind of have to have one.
To score.
And then you get in that, like Cleveland.
Yeah.
Which one am I picking today?
Well, the bad part is, at the beginning of the season, Chubb was reasonably priced, where you could get a Chubb, and then you could get a Chubb, but then you could get like another, at least a top tier guy. I don't know what I'm pointing at up here, but
I was watching something float right by your head.
Oh, gross.
Nah, it's all right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you could afford a Chubb and then something like somebody else that was decent. But now
you can afford it.
I can't afford to not have a Chubb. I
can afford a Chubb because this hooker's only at this price. So now I get to we're good.
Yeah, we're good now. I can afford the Chubb. But then when he started getting really good, I couldn't imagine how much he was like. He went up like $5,000. I was like, okay, I can't afford that Chubb.
What? Because that was then on the other end at the beginning of the year, like you couldn't pick before the Steelers fell off a fucking cliff and could only throw the ball 3 yards at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't pick which receiver it was going to be. Because one of them was going to go for 120 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But you didn't know who.
Mm-hmm.
But
that was always bad.
It's fun.
Oh, God, it is.
Why is Ohio such a...
We're pussies.
Bunch of bitches.
I am so excited for that to happen just because it would be so fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, just the thing, because I don't know if you follow like FanDuel or anybody on Twitter.
Yeah.
Where they'll just tweet out people's parlay. It's like, hey, this guy put a $10 parlay together and won fucking $9,000.
Exactly.
I'm like,
fuck.
Now, I mean, that's like hitting the lottery, but it's like, hey, I'll take a chance for $10 if I feel good about something.
Yeah, and then typically you get if you do well, you typically get your money back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you just absolutely fucking bomb. But
one, I like the, because it's not like you can't gamble in Ohio, but a bookie's not going to let you have a at least a local bookie that you're going to call, have like a in-game four-way parlay with this guy over this many rushing yards, this guy with this many receptions. He scores a touchdown anytime of like...
Yeah. So my one buddy does like the whole bookie thing and stuff like that. Yeah. We were on our way, we were driving in the car somewhere, and he goes, I got this guy, or I got this game, this person, or this team, that team, and that team, 5-game, $15 one for 5 games or whatever. And I was like, yeah, you're not going to hit any of those. He's like, what do you? I was like, you picked all of the wrong teams. He's like, no, I did not. I was like, okay. It was 8:00 that night. All the games were over. He's like, yeah, I missed all the games. He's like, I didn't do well on that one.
Well, I had one, they used to do you throw whatever money in and you just did a pick 'em. No spread. It was just you picked every game in the NFL. And each week, whoever had the best got some money.
Yeah.
And the one guy picked every game fucking wrong.
Oh, God.
Every one. That's as impressive as picking all the winners.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you should give him something for that because, I mean, that is something.
It's like Vegas when you lose so much, they give you some free play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're so bad at this.
Come back and keep playing.
Here's some buffet tickets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, gambling's fun.
Oh, speaking of gambling, little segue here. Professional radio.
Okay.
Even though we're not on it. If we have any listeners left after our fucking shit show last week.
Yeah.
But gambling-wise, I did see this. And can we just say, I didn't even talk about this last week, but turning out that Russell Wilson may be a terrible person. Just saying. Everybody out, yeah. Old Randy's been hating on Russ for multiple years now. It turns out
you may be correct.
He's it's all about me kind of guy.
Yeah, he puts up a good front, doesn't he? Yeah.
Not even a man enough to fucking tell anybody anything. I'm going to have my fucking
people
dog walker do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russ Wilson.
Hopefully not Lady Gaga's dog walker.
Yeah, no shit. Fucking shot in the chest or what? I didn't even read that story. I just kind of heard it on the radio. Well, she hopes he's going to be okay. And I heard them say a statement from, I can't wait to get hugs from the dogs.
Sure, you should be.
How about your millions of dollars that you're probably going to get because walking her dogs got you shot in the fucking chest? What?
I didn't sign up for this.
It's just the world we live in that you just kind of graze over stuff and nobody ever reads anything.
Yeah.
But it's just I feel like I want to know the whole fucking situation of how that happened. Somebody just walk up, shoot him in the chest. Did they take the dogs? Or did the dogs just run off?
No, they took the dogs. I think that's why they shot him in the chest. They were trying to hold the dogs for ransom.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the whole it feels fake.
Like a setup.
It's like a setup. Like the dog walker was like, "Hey, remember at the end of Scream where he's like, you stabbed his. I think you stabbed too deep, man."
It was like, you shot me in the chest.
I said, not shoot me in the chest.
All you had to do was show the gun when I gave the dogs.
Yeah. She's just dogs.
Yeah, I don't need shot.
If you didn't, she's rich. She just buy
more dogs.
We're holding your dogs hostage for $3 million. Well, those things $1,500. I just probably buy two more because they're fucking dogs.
Yeah.
Not saying that people don't love their dogs. I only had one in my life. Devastated when he died.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a fucking dog. New one. All right, back onto the Vegas side of things. There's that little sidestep there. But dog walker shot in the chest. Hey,
gotta talk about
it. I don't know his name.
No.
Walk dogs for Lady Gaga.
Yep.
But, brief report. I only caught just a little bit before I came here of the sports books in Vegas.
Yeah.
Have pulled the prop bets of where Russell would get traded to. And the Bears' odds to win the Super Bowl went up.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
There's something there, maybe. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they have that they could even trade.
I have no idea.
Khalil Mack, but
that's the only thing you have to deal with.
But you can't.
Yeah.
Because the cap hit that Seattle's got to take is cap hit for Russell Wilson for Seattle is $39 million.
Yeah.
Now, post June 2nd or whatever, though.
It gets flipped around.
Flip that around somehow. But, I mean,
I think, and I saw that, was it Rossini? Is that how you say her last name?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's hardcore in that he's gone.
Yeah.
Wherever she's getting her reports from, she is super in on he's traded. We just don't know where. I think for sure she thinks that he's not going to be back in Seattle.
I'm going to give it to that lady because obviously she's been in the business a long time, but in this last year she has fucking taken off.
Yeah, she has.
It's fucking stiff arming Schefter.
Well,
kicking Ian Rappaport in the nuts.
Yeah, but Schefter kind of came out of nowhere too. There, he had him and Mort, and then he kind of took off. I don't know if he just got more of the.
But it was just all of a sudden Diane Rossini has everybody. Now, it kind of blew up of because I watched the interview that we're kind of referring to when she was on McAfee's show of like, she didn't say anything of what he kind of shit on her and caused a firestorm.
Yeah. I mean,
but it feels like it's right though.
Yeah. I can see him leaving because of the comments he's made. Like, you're kind of digging yourself a hole if you're burning bridges if you ever want to return to the
walking
team.
Into the locker room.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, you don't think we're good enough?
You're a bad fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly. You don't think we're good enough to block
We've been listening to this Wideside Sports fucking podcast, and we've been saying, like, this guy is full of shit thinking that you're a bad guy, but I think he's fucking right. Like, you're a fake person.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always said.
You have.
Russell Wilson, fake person.
You stuck to your guns on that.
Don't care about team, care about me.
Yeah.
Me. Like in Ted Lasso, and that guy'd score a goal, would be like, me. Me. I don't know if you've seen that or not.
I haven't seen it, but I know
if you haven't,
about.
You should fucking watch it because it's awesome. But Russell Wilson, bad fucking guy. Still. But the thing is, it's a problem with him and Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be the issue.
Yeah.
And I've heard multiple, past NFL players going like, well, why the fuck aren't they just firing Pete Carroll?
Yeah, exactly.
Russell Wilson is way more important to your franchise than fucking Pete Carroll is. Pete Carroll's like 70.
Yeah. The only reason I say that they have not fired Pete Carroll yet is the fact that I think it's more of a problem with him and GM and other things.
Yeah.
To where they've just stuck with each other's back and they're saying, we're not going anywhere. You're going if we're, you know what I mean? That's the only thing I can think of why they haven't fired Pete Carroll yet is because he's not just the problem,
Right. It's just the same thing I said with the Deshaun.
Yes.
Like, you just don't get quarterbacks. I've always said this. I hate Russell Wilson. I mean,
yeah, you said it multiple times.
Yeah, he's just not a good guy. Yeah. I mean, it'd be a shame. You
wish he was walking Lady Gaga's dogs. Tie that back in there.
It's part of Team 3. He has a dog walker for that reason. And also, guy handles the social media, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, we're not happy with how much he's getting hit. Well, walk the fucking dogs and shut the fuck up. And the fact that Russell hadn't came out and said anything of like, no, we didn't say that. It's like,
yeah.
That's kind of from them.
Yeah.
Fucking, I just had that in my mind of him walking dogs getting shot. It was fucking weird. But, well, that's the kind of shit you're listening to.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I was going before that. Threw me out of the loop so bad.
You're talking about him being
a piece of shit.
Yeah, bad person.
But it seems like because he hadn't been worth a fuck. Like, he puts stats up, but Seattle hadn't been worth a fuck since it's Legion of Boom, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point now where it feels like with all this coming out and how the past one was like the let Russ cook kind of deal.
Yeah.
Of it's all about him trying to prove that he doesn't need anybody else, that he can just win.
Mm-hmm.
In the multiple years that they've tried that, well, they tried it 1 year, but it's kind of that, like, first half of the season, Russell Wilson's best quarterback on the planet. Second half of the season, he is fucking
awful
garbage.
Awful.
But it's just that, hey, man, whoa, your watch is talking.
Sorry.
That's what I figured. Russell Wilson, piece of shit. But it's all about that. I just want to prove to everybody that I can do it without anybody else. Of like, well, that's kind of not how the NFL works.
Yeah. And if you want to prove that, I think Chicago's the place for you to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you ain't getting shit.
No. I mean, I know they just tagged the receiver, but who knows?
Which is a weird thing. They didn't want to pay him $18 million a year, but they tagged him at 17.8.
Yeah.
So
doesn't make any sense.
They're renting him for a year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, but tell you what, here's a Chicago thing. Like, if you want to keep Robinson, and it's Robinson, isn't it? Yeah. If you want to keep him, so you tagged him at 17.8, which means you can't tag him next year, which is a weird thing, and I didn't know how this worked. The actual tag number for a wide receiver is like 16 mil.
Yeah.
Or 15 mil.
But then it goes up each year.
Well, it's 16. You get the average of the 5 players, which is 15 million, or 120% of your whichever's higher. So he got the 17.88 because he was on the 120 because the top 5 was less than he was making already.
Gotcha.
So that's why that number's higher than anybody else at wide receiver would get. Yeah, but then the next year, like if they tagged him again next year, it's like fucking, you pay $23 million. He's not Julio Jones.
Nope.
But if you think that now you trade for Russell Wilson and this guy ends up fucking having 12 touchdowns and fucking 1,500 yards receiving, he's like, well, now you got to pay him 20. So.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense if they're really trying to get Russell Wilson for them to tag him.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't. You weren't going to win if he was there based on Trubisky or Foles.
No,
he doesn't make them that much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all they could do with him because he wasn't going to sign the contract and a tag. You know, if you get Russell Wilson, you got a pretty good chance that you can sign him back next year. I mean, it's going to cost you more, but salary cap will go back up. And if you let him walk after this year, there's no cap hits, no nothing of like, hey, we just couldn't keep him.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't understand what they would have to
offer the Seattle.
I mean, they can offer him 3 number ones.
Yeah,
but it's over 3 years.
Yeah,
because they don't have any. They don't.
No,
like the only one. Miami's the only one that has a package that they can offer anybody for a top of like.
Yeah.
Hey, we have number 2. We have number 3. We have number 3, 18-ish, and 40.
Yeah.
And then we can give you a 1 next year of like
that's the package you can put together.
That's a Deshaun. That's a Russell. That's the package you get.
Yeah, you know, with the Bears, it's got to be obviously their first round pick this year. That I think that's an automatic. Obviously, it's got to be an automatic bundle you got to put together.
Yeah,
and then if you're Seattle, I think you need players. You know what I mean? Because they do a terrible job of drafting anyway.
Yeah, like they're not good at it.
They're not good at it because either they draft some fucking running back that they shouldn't have taken that high, or they trade it. So they don't keep their draft picks when they have them anyway. They usually trade out of the first round. I think the last 2 years they've traded out of the first round. But so I think they're really shopping players more from if it's Chicago, you're asking for. I don't know if you ask for Trubisky or if
they got to get Khalil Mack if that's the case. If they're getting a player, but then again with their cap hit or whatever, how the fuck do you sign him? Now, I mean, they've cut some, obviously, Dunlap. They got saved $14 million with that shit stuff. But that's a lot. I mean, because his...
Yeah.
It's been a interesting week on the... Everybody's getting fucking cut.
Yeah.
Whatever, 182.5, I think is what the salary cap came out of.
Yeah.
Which is one thing I didn't know, and obviously this is where I like to nerd out on stuff, is I never knew how the rollover worked.
Oh, okay. I don't know how it either. Go ahead.
Well, basically what it is you have a salary cap and you have to spend 80% of it minimum.
Okay.
So, but if you don't spend all your cap, so say if you're 10 million under the cap this year, you can roll that 10 into next year. So it'd be, like that's why the cap is 182.5.
Gotcha.
There's who the hell is it? Some teams have like $210 million because they've just had some rollover money.
Yeah.
So basically, if you stay under the cap, you get to roll that to the next year.
Okay.
So that's how it's like, well, how the fuck do they have $78 million to spend? But that's how that works. So that's gives you a little bit of how they're able to kick the can and stuff like that down. It's always shoving off.
Yeah. I mean, but when you're saying players that have been cut this week, I mean, the Chiefs just got rid of their 2 bookends today.
Yeah.
Both of them cut.
And then they get rid of didn't they get rid of their fucking center or something like a week ago? I'm not 100%.
Maybe.
Not 100% sure that 3 out of their 5 offensive linemen aren't gone.
It could be.
And I think one of them was just they couldn't re-sign him. He was going to hit free agency. But
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's...
Because they did such a... Well, now I know one of them was hurt.
Well, but they both were for the Super Bowl.
Of like...
They were both hurt for the Super Bowl.
Seemed like they were important.
Yeah. They're fucking left and right tackles. One was the number 1 overall pick. And then Mitchell Schwartz had been one of the best right tackles in the league for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, when Denver was in their prime... Kansas City specifically paid Mitchell Schwartz all that money to pretty much block Von Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they went out and got him 5 years ago.
Well, that's one of those things, like when everybody's talking about, man, how are they paid Mahomes, they paid Kelsey, how are they paying all this money? It's like, well, this is how, because now they're having to cut the guys that you just found out, given the Super Bowl, are very fucking important to your team of, hey, it doesn't matter how many weapons you got. If you got 1 second to try to throw the fucking ball.
Exactly.
Every cornerback in the NFL can guard a receiver for 1.5 seconds. Yeah. That's just the way it is. So if you're running for your life, good fucking luck.
Yeah. And then the Saints released Janoris Jenkins, who started at cornerback for him the last 2 years, because they have to pay Marshawn Lattimore to keep him there. His contract's up.
They can't pay anybody.
No.
They cut one of the best punters.
Yep.
Now, just that sucks with kickers, because it's like if you make $3 million as a kicker, you're losing your fucking job. That's just kind of what's happening. And that's what it's been, if you're a middle-of-the-road NFL player, I mean, you shit your pants when you see the fucking front office, like your cell phone rings and it's coming from the office of
you're like, oh God,
fuck.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
I make $6 million. There's no way no way I'm not getting cut. But with all the cuts the Saints have made, dude, they're still like $35 million over.
They are. It's crazy how bad they are, because they just kept pushing it off, and then this year they're like, oh God.
Well, here's the one that nobody ever thinks about too. I don't know who I happen to root for a team that's got plenty of fucking space. They're actually in the top 5, I think, with how much money they have to spend. So I'm going to guess I think it's like 80 or 82% of the salary cap is what you have. That's your basement. You have to spend that.
Yeah.
I want to say that the Bengals probably fall in of that 83%.
Yeah.
Like, they're not ever getting to the cap number. I mean, it's kind of like, well, okay, we got enough.
Yeah.
And people always forget that. Like, if you're looking at these numbers, like the rollover numbers or whatever they are, it's like, hey, we're still only $5 million over the cap. That's a couple moves. We're fine. We'll structure guys. Like, no, because when you're $5 million over the cap right now, you're $11 million over the cap, because unless you don't plan on fucking drafting anybody, you kind of have to sign your draft picks, and that's, I think, is $6 million to sign your draft picks.
Yeah, towards the cap hit.
Yeah. Like, so you got to get down a little lower. I wonder what the fucking penalty is of, like,
I thought it was you lose draft picks.
Is that what it is?
I think so. If you're over the cap,
if you're over the top line, the hard
think
limit
it's draft
of, like,
picks. Because for some reason, I think somebody 3-4 years ago was over, and I remember reading about that they lost. They couldn't get it, so you lose those draft picks, and then nobody gets them.
They're just gone.
They're just gone. Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Kind of sucks for the incoming players, but yeah. I mean, that's if you lose, let's just say it's 3. That's 3 people's jobs that you have to go undrafted and work your way up even tougher.
Yeah, that's that's still what makes the NFL so good, is because, hey, this is a cap, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you just seen like if Major League Baseball or the NBA came out of, like, I don't even know what the NBA's salary cap is, because there's only like 4 teams that abide by it. There's, the 4 or 5 teams that can actually win the fucking championship just pay a luxury tax of, like, well, the game's hard to watch, and, because it's only like 4 teams that are ever in it. It's like, well, that's your own fucking problem.
Yes.
Don't let them spend over the cap.
Yes. I mean,
it's got to be a hard cap.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to make, like, you have, one of your superstars is in fucking Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like, that's a guy that is a face of the league, because, LeBron's getting older and stuff like that. And it seems like everybody loves Giannis.
Yeah, he seems like he's
a fucking
dude.
7-footer that does that shit.
It's crazy.
He's in Milwaukee. They'll never win because they can't get anybody there because they're not LA and they're not, I mean.
And he's not LeBron yet, so.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if it was, because the NBA cap, like, when you hear the cap number, it shocks you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this year's cap is $80 million. It's like, fucking what?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that guy makes 35.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, it's been. So you're telling me that if you abide by the cap, that you can't have fucking anybody. It's like, you can have everybody's 15th guy on their roster, and that's your fucking team.
Exactly. Yeah. But more, I mean, going off of more salary caps, the Vikings released their left tackle.
Yep.
Riley Reef. Dolphins, we talked about the Kyle Van Noy last week of how they released him.
Yeah.
The Giants released Kevin Zeitler, an all-pro guard.
Yeah.
But they're restructuring Nate Solder.
Yeah.
Who is old and didn't play he opted out last year, so that's just weird. They said Rappaport came out and said that Zeitler would be the top offensive lineman in free agency.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, his production has been fantastic. The Browns should have, I mean, it's worked out for him now because they have a decent offensive line, but that OBJ trade with him should never have happened, honestly.
It shouldn't have, but like the Browns needed to do it because they needed some sort of spark.
Yes. I mean, then, Kenny Vaccaro got cut. The Bills releasing John Brown is the one that got me.
Yeah.
I know it sucks, but I thought he fit in really well there because Josh Allen has a fucking rocket and he's the only one that's fast enough to catch those deep shots. Now, I know he has Stephon Diggs now, so it makes a big difference, but
tell you what, sneaky little fit in there in Buffalo. You hitting the market. Fuck Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
That's a sneaky little. Yeah, I know he's not a big guy, and now your number one's not a bit. You got some issues, but
And then Kwan Alexander got released. The Saints released him, so that's another starting linebacker you released. They released Emmanuel Sanders. So you're right about that. And then
fucking Hunter Henry.
The Chargers released him.
Hunter Hurst Helmsley. Triple H from WWE. He got fucking released. I didn't even know he was playing fucking Hunter Hurst. Yeah. And that's like, he didn't even go by that name since like the 90s. You weren't even fucking born when he was called that.
I was not. And then do you see Kyle Long wants to come back?
Yeah. Somebody's going to sign him.
Somebody's going to sign him. He was a hell of a guard when he played. Just the Bears suck.
I'm going to tell you what. And this is given to, there's like two people I hate in the NFL, and the other's that fucktard in Vegas.
Yeah, Gruden.
Yeah. He is so fucking bad. I mean, he is so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have an offensive line right now.
They just traded their left tackle away for nothing, for a seventh-round pick.
Two other ones.
I know. Gabe Jackson, and then who's the other one? It was a funky last name.
But he is so fucking bad. And I know we've talked about this several times. Like, he won with Tony Dungy's team. And then when it was his turn to run the team, he fucking shitbagged it.
Yeah. Incognito, that's who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, after the bullying scandal or whatever, like, everybody has high things to say about that guy.
Yeah.
Like, they love him as a teammate. It's just that one guy that apparently was a bitch. I don't know.
Apparently.
But, and everybody loves the guy.
Exactly.
And he'll fucking sign somewhere. I mean, but like if you have, like, if you're the fucking Cincinnati Bengals with your cap, you have an offensive line real fucking quick right now. Real quick.
Yeah, because the Chargers just are going to either trade or release their all-pro guard, the Turner guy.
Yeah.
Trey Turner. He's making too much, even though they just signed him like last year or 2 years ago. He's making too much money, so they got to cut him. So, I mean,
like, you look at the Bengals with what, fucking 60-some million?
Yeah.
Quarterback dragging his leg. Hey.
Yeah.
It's a whole starting offensive lineup. And not to mention you have the fucking pick that you're probably going to get that Sewell kid from fucking Oregon. So
you could have you could have a decent offensive line. I mean, and then, I think he would be a decent weapon for John Brown would be a decent weapon for him too. I think Golden Tate would fit well in Cincinnati, just for him kind of being I
don't like Golden Tate.
I don't like him either. I don't like that his name's Golden.
That's always bothered me too.
Yeah, and I don't, for some reason, I feel like that's just what he says his name is. Like, I feel like it's like Gary, but Golden sounds better.
When I was in school, there was a fucking kid in another school, his fucking name was Silver.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, hey, man.
Your second place? That's your parents didn't even name you Gold?
The fuck?
Yeah, you're settling.
But it bothered me.
Yeah.
It bothers me. It's not his fault. It's not Golden's fault.
No, it's not Golden's fault. I mean,
and it's a Notre Dame thing, too.
Yeah, it was
like, where else can you fucking go?
Exactly.
I mean,
your name's Golden. I'd hate to be like the third child, be named like Bronze or something.
I always thought he was overrated, too.
Yeah, I think he was, too.
Like, because I was like, I put him, even though he's not as insufferable as Juju.
Yeah.
I put him in that category of you thinking you're way fucking better than you are, pal.
Exactly.
You're number 2 at best.
Yeah. You go to a team where you're number 1 and your numbers are going to be ass.
Yeah. That's just who you are.
Yeah.
like Juju sounds like he's probably not going to be back in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
They say they're working on it. I don't know how the fuck Pittsburgh could sign him.
Yeah. I don't know. Because they have to use their tag on somebody, and I don't know if you want to use it on. I know they didn't. I figured they would, but yeah.
He's going to go to some team to get him to pay a lot of fucking money for somebody that's fucking slot receiver. I mean, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just not that guy.
Who else was one?
Galladay.
Yeah, Galladay. That was the other one. What the fuck? Had a hell of a fucking year last year.
Hey, we just got this. We got our quarterback out of town. We got this guy that 100% needs a guy like this to throw to. See ya.
And they just cut their other corner, too. They released him today. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in rebuild mode.
Yeah, for sure. But I would have kept that guy around. Like, he was young.
Yeah.
He was talented.
And that's a bad thing. That's what sucks for that kid. Is one, you got to be pissed off. If you're Megatron and Barry Sanders, how fucking pissed are you that Stafford got traded out of town?
Yeah, I know.
And then you have this stud wide receiver that they just fucking let go.
Yep.
Like, nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
But that guy's going to be, I don't know where he goes, but it sucks for him because him and you, like, he'll sign a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the deal that he should have got just because.
Yeah.
But or maybe it's just a 2-year, just a 2-year deal with a $20 million guarantee that you just buy me out after next year and I hit the market again.
Yeah. And another thing I was reading based on salary caps and stuff like that was they're thinking that it may, so it was at like 198 last year.
Yeah.
They're saying they could be up over 200 next year because of, they're saying that NFL stadiums are going to sell out more this year because of nobody was allowed to watch games last year.
That too, and they're redoing that of the. I want to say that they're expecting, as it goes, like with this new TV deal, that at some point during this TV deal, it's going to fucking hit like 250. Of like, fuck, quarterbacks will be making $80 million a year.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah. Oh fuck, we didn't even talk about the Dak one. Yeah. Shit.
How do they? That's why I know I said this multiple times and nobody listening ever gives a shit about it. But that's why I want to talk to a salary cap person because Dak signs that deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's
unguaranteed. 4 years.
4 years for $160 million up to $164. There's only $123 guaranteed though.
Yeah.
But this season he'll make $70. Like, how the fuck does that work?
I don't know.
Like, I don't understand. Like, because the signing bonus thing is what, like, you're guaranteed the one,
I don't think the signing bonus counts as towards your cap.
It does.
Okay.
A portion of it.
Okay.
But they convert it because however that happens, like, he'll get $70 million this year because of the signing bonus, but I think that spreads out over.
Yeah.
But like his actual salary this year, like his like cap hit is like fucking low.
Yeah.
Of like,
it's weird.
Well, he's only making 20. It's like, yeah, but they wrote him a fucking check for 70.
Exactly.
So I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's odd. And it's kind of cool that it happens like that, but it's also very, very odd how that works and what percentage goes towards your cap and things like that.
That's when I seen that deal, like, you knew he was going to get it, but it was like, eh.
Now you can take the Cowboys off the Russell Wilson.
Yeah, you can take them off. You can also take him off the playoffs because I don't think he's a guy that's ever going to get you there.
He's already gotten there.
Yeah, but he's not a threat. I just think Cowboys are a fucking shit show, and they always have been. They just had a run when Jimmy Johnson makes a trade and turns that into 3 fucking Hall of Famers.
Exactly.
That kind of helps.
Trade Herschel Walker.
But, the overpaying of guys is what Dallas does.
Yeah.
And doesn't seem to work.
No. Nope.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. But I'll tell you what, though, because with all the money they have, too, of like, fucking Urban Meyer and them could turn it around real fucking quick.
Yeah. Yeah, they could.
Because the one thing that, I don't know if it works in the NFL. We've talked about that several times of his rah-rah kind of attitude. Or not rah-rah, not rah-rah like
stern.
Pete Carroll, but kind of how he's talking about, well, we're saying elite too much and shit, all that shit. But he's kind of in that position of, hey, man, you kind of need to recruit.
Yeah.
Because there's enough shit on the market right now that you could put together a team. Now, it's going to suck that you're going to have a rookie quarterback when this happens. You know, like if you already had a guy.
Yeah. It'd been,
or even a kind of, like if you had if they had Ryan Fitzpatrick and they didn't have, you know, Trevor Lawrence, but like you could put this around, it's like, you can make the playoff run.
You could.
I mean.
I'll say this, I like the Giants. I like the guy there, the coach there, and I kind of think Daniel Jones will be all right if they can get some pieces together.
They just paid too much for a fucking running back.
If the Giants and the Jaguars switched positions and, you know, Urban was there and all this stuff, I think that they would actually have a good chance of, one, winning the division, and two, making a run in the playoffs.
Fucking games.
I know. They were they were tied for first with 6 wins, but you know what I mean though. I think because Daniel Jones hasn't proven anything yet, but I think he has the capabilities to do that.
Yeah, and he's been, you know, the one guy that could block for him.
Yeah.
The only fucking guy that could give him any protection is no longer there. So, you know.
Good choice. Good choice, Giants. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a weird thing, too, of like you trade away your franchise wide receiver for a franchise guard, you would say.
Yeah.
And then you fucking cut him. The fuck?
Yeah.
You guys are making great. You drafted a running back number 2 and you paid him?
Yeah.
Good fucking job, guys. You're doing great.
What I'll say about that is Jason Garrett, Zeke's first 2 years there, Jason Garrett was still calling the plays.
Yeah.
Barkley and Zeke are pretty much equals in the NFL.
Right.
I would be excited to see what he can do with that kind of offense going on. If he's healthy. When he's healthy.
But the thing is like the offensive line that Dallas had when Zeke came in the
absolutely
league.
Fantastic. Yeah,
that just goes to prove where Dallas, like they spend all this money and then they have to end up cutting offensive linemen that they're spending first-round draft picks on. Of like, you had 4 first-round draft picks on your offensive line and they were fucking tanks.
Yeah.
Like nobody got to the quarterback. They can run all over you. And for some reason, you still couldn't fucking win. Couldn't score somehow.
Yeah.
But, you know, then you sign these big deals and then you got to start letting these guys go. Of like,
the bad part is 3 of the 5 fucking starters got hurt. Like the one had to retire because his heart or something, or neck or something else. And then Tyron Jones is 7 foot tall playing guard tackle since he was 9 years old. So I'm sure your body's going to suck that up.
Well, that's the one thing, too, of like with all this shit. Like all these huge names. If you think about that, of like, hey, it's 182.5 this year. You're not getting your big contract because most teams already have their big contract guys.
Yeah.
So they only have middle contract money. Do you see some of these guys getting together going, hey, let's just go fucking win. We can all sign these 2-year, basically 1-year deals in the NFL and just hit the market again next year when the cap goes back up.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
I mean,
let's go make a team really fucking good.
I don't know if anybody has that mindset anymore.
I don't know.
What I mean,
well, I say that because, you know, it started, you know, with fucking Douche Russ.
Douche Russ.
Isn't that his Twitter name?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Dangerous. I thought it was. I always read it as Douche Rush.
Douche Rush.
And Deshaun, because these are kind of basketball moves.
Yeah.
Trying to get out.
Bitch their way out.
Hey, if we're all these fucking free agents, that team's, you know, fucking Tampa or whatever. That you know, it's all that stuff of just like,
hey, let's go to Houston and not piss off Deshaun. Let's go to Seattle, you know, stuff like that. But
let's go play with Joey Burrow. See how that goes.
Yeah,
come on, guys.
Come
to Cincinnati,
where there's no indoor practice.
No indoor facility. If you want extra reps, get outside. It's fucking Ohio in the wintertime.
Go to the college.
12. Yeah. No, you got to make arrangements for that. You have to rent a bus and drive you there. It's not like that's the other thing. People say, well, they just use the college.
It's not even
fucking close.
They're not close at all. Not at all.
And let's just say Cincinnati's not designed well.
No.
Because it was kind of it's kind of weird to say because it's like I guess the best way to describe it is it's a port city just because it's on a big river. I mean, it's designed for that, like with massive train yards in the middle of a fucking town, and like, getting from this side to that side
takes 2 hours.
One with also not getting shot, it's a little dangerous, but it's not easy.
Yeah, not easy
to
at
get
all.
around. especially in the wintertime. Little fucking hilly and icy down there.
Damn. Bad.
But then again, it's a good place for free agents to go if any of you is listening to this show. I doubt you are. You should be. Maybe.
Please.
I used to have one NFL guy follow me on like fucking Instagram, but he always gets cut.
I had Ray Lewis like one of my tweets one time.
Did you?
It was cool. I was like,
get you
16.
pumped up.
I was like 16.
Yeah.
I was like, it was when he was the intro on Madden after his last year. Did you ever play Madden?
Yeah.
I don't even know who was on the cover then, but it was after they won the Super Bowl. The next Madden come out, and he does like the intro into the game. God, it got me so fucking fired up. And I tweeted him, Ray Lewis intro to Madden gets me fired up to play Madden, and he liked it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to stab you. Allegedly.
Through the phone. Allegedly. Through the phone.
That's always awesome. Like my last thing I got from anybody was fucking Subway responded.
Oh, gosh.
Actually, I had one, like a picture on fucking Instagram or something that one of the, you remember that? What is it fucking called? Girls Next Door. It was like Hefner's girlfriends. One of them liked my fucking picture. Like,
nice. All right. Had a good dick day.
I don't know what to do with this, but it's a good dick day.
Yeah, it's a good dick day.
She was probably the least attractive of the three.
You can still say it, though.
So that's a bummer.
Getting depressed.
But, you take your likes where you can get your likes from pretty girls that you can look at their titties because they're already naked online. Anywhere you want to see it.
Yeah.
On the line. Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting next week to see the kind of contracts that the so-called big name free agents are going to get because of the salary cap. You know, that first day of free agency, it always seems like your top guys go really fast because these contracts, like the last 5 years of contracts, first day contracts for the free agents have been absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, just the money that these teams are pouring out to free agents is crazy. But now I think you're going to see it to where it's like 6-7 years ago where you can actually spend a reasonable amount of money and get 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, here's the way I see, obviously back on the Bengals side of things, because that's where my heart lies, even though they suck. But I feel like Mike Brown.
Yeah, Paul Brown's
dead. He's not making any decisions. Might make better decisions, to be honest with you.
Dead.
But Mike Brown, I feel like he hears the criticism because every once in a while he'll like, we're not cheap, and he'll buy. Like it would be that like they have enough money to get some offense, to get some pieces to put a fucking team out there. But it feels like this would be the year.
He doesn't.
No, that he'll make a big splash Galladay.
Yeah.
Like he'll offer him like twice what any other teams. It's like, see, and waste all their fucking cap room on a big flashy receiver and have fucking like Joe still running for his fucking life of like, well, we could have built a team, but no. Okay.
Nope.
We got a receiver.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably just going to double him because we got nobody else. So
did they cut AJ Green? Or was his contract
I think
up?
his contract was up. Well, because they tagged him last year and they didn't tag him this year. So
did they end up tagging anybody?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Maybe
so either.
They did. I don't know. If they did. It was like a fucking long snapper. Fucking tagged him.
Yeah.
I think a long snapper did get tagged.
I think he did too.
Fucking 1.5.
Yeah.
I feel like he could have just fucking signed him.
Yeah. I don't think he was going to be fighting over that money too much. Yeah, that's funny. Denver tagged Justin Simmons just to pretty much make sure he didn't hit free agency so he could get a deal worked out, but I wasn't shocked by that.
Kind of the one thing of like that I haven't heard in the last week is any conversation about Denver.
Yeah, I know. And they
it's
were
like
all
on this shit going on.
It's
all
like, in the quarterbacks talk like 2 weeks ago. They were like, they have a deal ready. They have a deal for this, that. And I'm like, I haven't heard anything.
What? I mean, like all that shit. Like if you're Drew Lock, what are you like? Hey, John. Like, do I have a fucking job?
Yeah, exactly. They said that I got a report that said the teams were inquiring about Drew Lock.
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are. Well, one, they're not. Denver's not going to trade him if they don't have somebody else lined up.
I think they might.
They honestly they could, and I'm not saying that they won't. But
you're not going to win.
No,
with
you're
him.
not. But I just read a big article today about how they're building up a package to take up the third spot or the second spot to try to bump up and get Justin Fields because everybody says he's not going to be the second quarterback taken. I read
That's
a huge
such a
article.
weird thing, too.
Everybody's on this Zach Wilson train.
Yeah, because all those big games he won at BYU.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, well, what he did at BYU, I mean, it's just better than anything.
Yeah.
It's like, did nobody watch fucking Ohio State play Clemson? Like, Justin Fields had a pretty good game.
You would say so.
Against
some would say.
Other NFL players.
Yeah, the only competition BYU had was Coastal Carolina, and they lost.
And you lost.
They lost.
And your quarterback looked like shit that game.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't.
Nothing against him.
No,
I like the Mormon people.
Yeah. The Mormonites.
Yeah.
The Mormonisms.
Good doc if you didn't watch it. 3-parter, Murder Amongst Mormons.
I didn't
on Netflix.
see that. I did not watch it.
I mean, you should. Because it's about murder and it's fun.
Okay. Murder is fun.
Yeah. I listened to,
Murder?
Oh, I got on another serial killer kick this week, but that's,
That's a different thing.
neither here nor there. Talk about that later.
Yeah, but I mean, I just feel like people, I honestly don't think Fields is going to be that good of a pro, honestly. I don't think he's going to be terrible. I just don't think I don't know. I just don't, I'm not on the train of that he's absolutely the number 2 overall pick, you know what I mean? But it's hard not to pick a quarterback at number 2 when you don't have one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, because this draft isn't full of fucking linemen anymore. You know what I mean? It's not
right.
It's not a tackle heavy draft or anything like that. But it's got to be quarterbacks then because nobody wants to pay the receiver that much money in number 2 pick, or the tight end coming out of Florida. You know what I mean? They don't want to pay those skill guys.
He might, just because the way tight end is in the NFL right now. Because that guy's a fucking dude.
Yeah.
He is.
But that's the only thing of where they said that this could be the only time where you see 5 quarterbacks taken in the top 10 because there's nobody else.
Well, I think 5 quarterbacks in the first round.
Yeah.
One of them's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he'll be in Jacksonville. Just see.
Yeah, he could suck a butt.
Just got to kind of see what happens.
Yeah.
One's going to be good. One's probably going to be okay, and the other 3 are probably just
terrible.
Not going to, they're going to be backups, or that's it's kind of the way quarterbacks work.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be that top 5 pick but then again, the money's not what it was. Like, you don't get to negotiate. You're slotted. Of like, feel free to fall back and get to a team that's not a horse shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to go on because you haven't heard really any rumors of anything. You know what I mean? You haven't heard. I guess pro days are still going on. So
I would like back on the Justin Fields thing. I don't know. Because I don't know. But I'm totally against playing in your hometown, but Atlanta would make sense because it was like, hey, well, you're not better than, even though I think he's got a noodle arm, you can still, because we had to pay him a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So you're going to sit on the bench and watch Matty Ice play.
Yeah.
And let's just do that.
Exactly. Like, I think Fields to Atlanta would be awesome. Awesome. One, because you can't get rid of the Julio Jones contract. He's there for life. You still have a decent second receiver, and
they never play together.
No, exactly. But then you can actually, I think Matt Ryan would be a good guy to learn behind.
Absolutely,
he's had ups, he's had downs, he's had fantastic seasons. Went to a Super Bowl. He'd be a really good guy to learn from, and then you don't have all that fucking pressure on you automatically to win.
Yeah,
because you're not going to win in Atlanta right now.
Yeah. Where's San Francisco at?
I don't know. I'll look up. I think they're at like 15 or 14 or something like that.
Too far back.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a good spot.
Yeah, it would.
And you'd probably start, because the fact that they haven't cut Jimmy G yet is weird.
It's shocking to me.
Because it's very Kyle Shanahan of, I don't give a fuck who the quarterback is, like anybody. Like that. Yeah. He seems like a guy that would draft, like if they, like say if Justin Fields fell to 15 and San Francisco picked him up and would probably go to the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Of like, hey, man, hand the ball off. We're asking you to make maybe 15 throws a game because this defense is going to fucking cause havoc.
Yeah, exactly.
I read somewhere where they said the Bosa kid, some fucking journalist fella, said that Bosa's a bust. I'm like,
I mean, he got injured. He tore his ACL the third game of the year.
First year, he did pretty fucking well. If I don't they went to a Super Bowl,
and he had double-digit sacks as a rookie.
Yeah, but bust. Okay, let's go ahead and call that.
Yeah, I don't think busts win Rookie of the Year. I don't think any bust ever that you've called a bust has won awards. You
Usually
know what I mean?
not.
No, but they are at 12. Sorry, 12.
Yeah. That's possible.
Yeah, it is possible because you could get on that. It may not ever happen again, but you could get on that Aaron Rodgers thing where the person you think is going to draft him, and then they don't, so everybody panics.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? And then San Francisco goes, no, I'll fucking take him.
Well, because that would make sense for him because with their running game, and then you just, because he throws the ball okay.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know about NFL because, and a lot of that, I heard people saying that he'll get that slide kind of like Alabama guys do because now you're going to get that Ryan Day kind of thing of like, well, you have like the best wide receivers in your coach's scheme in college is like guys are wide the fuck open.
Exactly.
So we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you put like a Justin Fields in that San Francisco offense.
Yeah.
With that running game. And now, that quarterback can also pull that motherfucker and run around the corner.
Yeah.
That's a big deal right now.
It is. It is. And then, they have young receivers that have proven that they can do something when they stay healthy. I don't know what the hell's in the water in San Francisco that nobody fucking can stay healthy. Nobody.
Yeah, and the fucking town doesn't even want them.
Exactly.
They kicked them
They
out.
want to kick them out.
So,
yeah, it's odd over there.
Yeah.
Over there on the west side of the country.
I don't know why, but I want Shanahan to succeed.
Yeah, he just seems like a likable guy.
I'm not a 49ers fan. I don't really give a shit about them.
Yeah, but you're right, though. I'm a John Lynch fan, so he's there. I want them to do well. But I'm like, Shanahan seems like a good dude. He's, doesn't seem like an arrogant prick.
I heard somebody trying to like take a swing not a swing, but a swat at fucking John Lynch about not being a GM. That Shanahan pulls all the triggers. Is like, well, I feel like they work together. And when you got a head coach that's basically like, hey, with my scheme, man, I don't give a fuck. Let's not pay $50 million to a quarterback.
Exactly.
Because you can't win with a $50 million quarterback.
No.
You just fucking can't.
Can't.
That's the other one with the Dak. You had some people coming out saying that, see, Patrick Mahomes fucked up.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be back of like, at 31, he's going to be back up for a contract again. It was like, all right, so he's going to have his fucking 100 and what was guaranteed again? 123?
Yes.
So he got 123 million. He'll be a free agent again. And at 31, it's like, still got to sign for $300 million to get where Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's like these people don't like, well, he'll get another big contract. Yeah, it still doesn't equal the $500 million fucking dollars.
Exactly.
The people that are still toting that fucking thing like he signed a bad deal.
Yeah.
$500 million.
Exactly.
Well, he won't be a free agent again. Who gives a
shit?
Fuck?
It's $500 million.
I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. People are idiots when it comes to that shit.
Yeah.
I think they just like to stir the pot.
Well, that's what a lot of it is. It's like because you started hearing that of like, a lot of people are saying Trevor Lawrence isn't even the best quarterback in this class. It's like, he's been the best quarterback in this draft class since he was fucking 12.
Yeah, no shit.
What the fuck are we talking about?
So going back we're going back a ways now, just draft order, I'm looking, Seattle might shop Russell Wilson because they don't have a first-round pick this year. They gave the Jets the first-rounder for Jamal Adams.
Oh, okay.
So the Jets have the number 23 pick.
And I like that move, too. When they, doing that of like, Indianapolis, Chris Ballard we'll get this guy for a first rounder of the 18th pick. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And Seattle, as we talked about, bad at draft picks. So
exactly.
Maybe
it makes
trade
sense
those away
them.
for fucking players.
But we're talking about let's just say that the Jets want Russell Wilson. They can put together a nice package too and throw in Darnold with it. Give him 2, 23, and Darnold. That might not be a bad package either. And then you don't have to worry about next year's picks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2 and 23 and Darnold to Seattle, that could work. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seattle has enough weapons that you could give Darnold a shot. You know what I mean? They have DK Metcalf and the small guy Lockett.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's the thing too of like the best. I know we've said it's like the Bears, but Miami is the. Because that'd be another one too of like Russ, because he has a no trade of like, do you want out of town? Because this is a trade part where like you give your list of where you'd say. So if we trade you somebody not on the list, you're going to deny that trade and come back.
Exactly.
It's a douchebaggery kind of thing. But for them, Miami is in the same. They would be the one of like, yeah, I'll take those 3 picks. Your 2 first rounders and your second rounder, and give me Tua. You can have Russ. I think they could probably sell that to the Seattle fans of, hey, we got Tua.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can cut him because he's cheap still.
Yeah, and then I'm just spitballing trade ideas for about Russell Wilson. We talked about if Jacksonville has enough money right now to do something with it. They got 2 first-round picks too, the number 1 and the 25, because the Rams gave them their 1 for Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So you got 3 teams. Now I know they weren't on Russell's trade list or whatever the fuck he came out with or his people came out with, but those are 3 potential trades that have good. I mean, number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Number 25. Not bad. Imagine Trevor Lawrence with those weapons right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems pretty enticing to me. Obviously, you would have to sign some offensive linemen to protect anybody, but
that's the weirdest thing to me is like the 2 main guys wanting out of fucking town, both quasi bat channeled some. Yeah, these are the teams I want to go to. It's like, well, do you want out of fucking town or not?
Exactly. Or you just try to fucking
only
lose
want to go to these teams. The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is like on Deshaun's list, the Jets were on there because nobody wants to go to the fucking Jets. And for some reason, Russell with the fucking Bears. What?
Yeah.
When the fuck have they been?
Yeah, exactly. What makes you want to go to Seattle? Or what makes you want to go to Chicago?
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah. You're going to get your ass kicked by Aaron Rodgers? Because that's what's coming,
going to happen.
Pal.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. You've only. I guess they did beat him a couple times, didn't they? But still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but those 3, in my mind, those 3 teams have the best chances to either land Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson because of, the packages that they can put together. Now, Miami, I think, is the most appealing one. The coach has already proven that he can win with semi-talented teams. Flores.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the Dolphins had like the best roster last year. You know what I mean? So that would be more appealing. Plus, it's Miami. It's warm down there. I don't know. I mean, Jacksonville to me seems kind of not a bad one either.
No.
I mean, Urban, you're not going to get fucked over by the head coach. You know what I mean? It seems like he's a decent human being, I guess. Nah, I take that back. I've already said bad things about him.
Well, the one thing, but with Miami, though, I think that the Kyle Van Noy thing's a fucking problem for trying to get free agents. So, of like, you signed him, contract, bringing him in. You say a bunch of things of he's a locker room, obviously a very good player.
Yeah.
But also, he's changing culture. He's the guy that we want, and you cut him after a year.
Yeah.
When you don't have cap problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they have zero. Like they didn't need to cut fucking anybody.
No.
And then Flores comes back out and said he's not opposed to having Fitzmagic back.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you guys don't like Tua, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what you're telling me. Because first of all, you had to keep bringing him in the fourth quarter, which is awesome because that's his time.
That's his time. Yeah.
But it's just like
it's so weird that's a thing in the NFL that we have a 2 quarterback system because you don't trust your number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that you'd rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick in there when the game's on the line.
Yeah.
Then
you're pulling a guy out of the fourth quarter when the guy that you passed on's winning rookie of the year.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there was another article that I'd seen about how they said the Bengals fucked up by drafting Joe Burrow because of his production. Of
my God. He was
they ripped his fucking leg off. Like they almost broke his neck in the second goddamn game of like, everybody's like, well, they could have had Justin Herbert. It's like, Burrow's numbers were fucking better before he got hurt with nobody.
Nobody. And without question, before he got hurt, he was the rookie of the year.
Wasn't even close.
Wasn't close at all.
Fucking people.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Yeah. They're all a bunch of Russell Wilsons.
Yeah, the dangerous.
What if they fucking traded him to the Yankees?
Yeah, go play baseball, bitch.
Just go fucking disappear with the New York Yankees, which is a weird thing to say because, like, if you're a Yankee, it's like,
yeah,
I can name you like maybe one fucking player for the Yankees, and it's just because he's 6'7".
2 of them. I can name 2 of them because they're about the same fucking person. Stanton and Judge.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. Those are the only 2 people I know.
That's it.
Does CC still pitch for him?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
He was struggling at the end. Make
Drunk
weight.
ass. Make weight.
He's a Widesider.
Yeah, he is, buddy.
He is a Widesider.
He is.
It's such a shame with baseball. Your game is so boring.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing ever fucking happens.
No.
I didn't even know the NBA All-Star game happened.
I didn't. I know what I did because I get ESPN updates, but I had no interest in watching. I do casually like to watch some of the dunk contest and stuff like that just to see if it's anything cool. But I didn't even watch.
It never is because I think they've done it all.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to come up with new dunks. You know? Oh, you just grab the rim really hard. You jumped in the air.
I didn't even see the winning dunk. They say, well, he socially distanced, kissed the rim, and dunked it, and that was his final dunk. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
So he just went to the rim. Yeah. I mean, he got a little bit. He got 6 feet away from the rim and dunked it.
He could jump really high because that's kind of what they all do.
Exactly.
It's a dunk contest. They can all kind of fucking jump.
Yeah, it's kind of what you need to win.
And your best dunk that you've had was the Dwight Howard one, the Superman thing. And he didn't even fucking dunk it. He just jumped really high and threw it hard.
Yeah.
It just happened to fucking go in.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing. But here's the other weird thing is like the NBA fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their social media is good.
Yeah.
Like they actually let people do some shit. And
they put out highlights a lot.
The fucking NBA Top Shot thing is so fucking weird to me.
What is that?
You don't know what that is? That's the digital fucking highlights. They sell them like baseball cards.
Oh, I know. I didn't know that.
You buy it, like you can't ever get a fucking pack.
Mm.
They sell like 100 of them or whatever. They're like 30,000 people in line to try to fucking get them.
Okay.
But what it is they're NFTs or whatever, NTFs, something like that. But it's like if this week LeBron had a really cool dunk, like that highlight might be in a pack and then you own that highlight.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I see. Just like digital trading cards with their highlights.
Gotcha.
And you can't fucking do anything with it. I mean, like you don't own the right. Like the NBA still owns the rights to it. I don't understand why it's a fucking thing. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But like a fucking LeBron dunk fucking sold for like $285,000.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, did you see the Tom Brady rookie card? $1.2 million?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a card.
And I'm a collector kind of guy. Like I have some pretty cool cards and shit like that of like, and I don't understand like in the time that we're in, like it's, everybody, economic problems, stuff like this, like,
$1.2 million.
Now's the time that the fucking card market comes back. I mean,
weird.
Because it always goes up and down.
It does, but it makes sense because there was anything to do for the last 6 months. Yeah. So you might as well go buy some trading cards.
I started seeing that. I started fucking going through some things going, what's this one worth? Yeah. I only have some that are worth like $400 or $500. But
I have a Peyton Manning rookie card, and that might be the most valuable thing, but I don't think it's a top 5 brand, so I don't think it would ever be worth as much as like a Topps or whatever, the Pinnacle, or I don't even know the cards anymore, but that's probably the most cool one I ever have.
Well, you have to have them graded. I mean, they need to be Jim Mintz if that's the case, which if it was and it was an off brand that there's like, fuck, nobody can find these.
Yeah.
Then maybe it is.
Yeah. I have an Elway rookie card too, but I don't know how much that one would be worth either because it doesn't have, it may not even be his rookie card.
Right.
But there's no stats on the back of it.
Gotcha.
That's why the only reason I assume that it's his rookie card because there's just nothing on the back of it. It has his college years that he played in Stanford on it.
Probably is then.
Yeah. But it doesn't say rookie on it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I don't know.
Well, they might not have because they probably didn't know if he was going to play because he was kind of being an asshole at that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it just struck me like because there's they do these 1-of-1 cards now, like like a Mike Trout autograph card or whatever that was a 1-of-1 sold for fucking $800,000.
Yeah.
Like, if Mike Trout walked, he's the best player in the fucking game, and he could walk by everybody on the street and nobody know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the best player in baseball.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I mean, you might as well be a fucking soccer player at this point in time.
Yeah.
Actually, the best soccer players would get recognized more in this country than Mike Trout probably would.
Probably. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. There you go, America. That's your pastime.
There's your pastime.
Bitches.
Well, like a 1-0 game. Fuck yourself. Fucking finger popping assholes and
bitches.
Shit like that. Let them do steroids again. Get on that topic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was weird that, like, what are, back on the NBA Top Shot thing of like, because obviously the NFL's going to fucking do that.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are those going to,
imagine how much
stupid no-look pass from Patrick Mahomes, what the fuck is that going to go for?
I got one better. OBJ's catch.
Yeah, if they do like history ones.
History ones, what's that fucker going to go for?
Yeah.
Because that was like the catch heard around the world for fucking 2 years. People still fucking talk about it.
Yeah. Well, that's the weird thing of like, hey, yeah, we'll throw in like this there's only 10 of them or 5 of them, or like that's how many there are. I was like, it's like, well, I paid $1.2 million for OBJ's catch. It's like, well, you watching a fucking YouTube. Like, you don't have the, like, if ESPN plays it, like, they don't owe you money because, like, you don't fucking own it.
Yeah.
So it's just fucking weird.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I think it's easier because the baseball market thing, because the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card that was going for crazy money, because that's the one that's always brought up because he was just one, obviously, who his dad was, and he was a no-doubter. They fucking knew.
Yeah.
And I think it was his Donruss card that they printed so fucking many, like hundreds and hundreds of thousands
That's probably
of
not worth anymore. Yeah.
Still is, because nobody knows how many they print. So I think these would hold some value because, like, there's 5. There's just fucking digital. I mean,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
But the NFL is going to go, that's cute what you're doing. All right. We're going to do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, look at when a fucking left guard pulling around and blowing somebody up sells for $500,000 fucking dollars.
Exactly.
Because somehow they're going to turn that into money.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And it's going to be huge.
Yeah. For a while.
The guy that invented Twitter just did that NFT thing of his first tweet ever. They sold it at auction and went for $500,000. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you're already a billionaire.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm not so sure. He did Twitter and then obviously made all his money from that. And then I think he had another app that he fucking sold for.
Yeah. Millions of dollars.
Fucking craziness.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else.
I know. I could tell in your I could tell in your eye that you're looking, and we're down the NBA.
I was like,
so it's about time to cut that. We say, oh yeah, that Jan Blachowicz beat Adesanya.
Yeah. And then the flying knee to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he's on the ground. Fucking knee him in the head. Is what this is.
Yeah, knee him.
Yeah, you can't do that. Well, it feels like your coach was telling you to do it. I don't understand what. Maybe not have him then.
Yeah, exactly.
Knee him in the head. You're fine.
Yeah, he's getting
fine.
up.
He's obviously,
Yeah.
But the huge guy versus the small guy, you seem to see how that
works.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab a hold of you, drag you to the fucking ground, and,
beat the piss out of you.
Well,
that's how it works.
That's how it went.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, I feel like this was a little better than last week.
I think it was.
I don't know how much better, but a little better.
We'll see.
I mean, I didn't even tell the story I was going to lead off with that. I was a little late getting here because I had to take an emergency shit before I left the house.
Wideside?